everybody, welcome back to Life Rocks. Today we're here at the Leaning Tower of Dallas. That's right, here we are visiting the site that recently became the most popular Monday gift on the internet. But how did it happen? Stay tuned to find out. Looking out across the Dallas skyline, this tower stands out like a sore thumb. A sore, crooked thumb. And where did it even come from? It all started with a demolition gone wrong. And it quickly became the leading star of Instagram. People flocked from near and far to visit the site and snap their pictures for Instagram. Tell me about your visit to the Leaning Tower of Dallas down in the comments below. This partially demolished Leaning Tower might not be too much to look at, but over here at Life Rocks, I tend to have a hard time staying upright myself. So I had to make the journey out here to see the tower in all of its glory. Turned out there was actually quite a party going on out here at the Leaning Tower site. We parked in the field and jumped right on the bandwagon, snapping photos for Instagram. Some just for fun, and some with a little more purpose. Go check out the hashtag #MakeCanesCoolAgain on Instagram. But Instagram wasn't the only place this Leaning Tower was making its big debut. It began trending on Twitter too. For a while, it was even a searchable location on Google Maps. News stations were airing live footage of the wrecking ball. People watched from home as the building slowly crumbled brick by brick. While others were creating and signing petitions to save the tower and stop demolition. Yeah, probably not the safest attraction to keep standing in our city. The tower left behind was actually just an elevator shaft and stairwell from the main building. The Dallas architect's children say they build things tough. And the people in Dallas are thrilled about that because the internet is loving it. It gave us a chance to get creative with Photoshop and create some new memes that will float around the internet for years to come. The tower quickly became the topic of discussion on almost every local radio station. It worked its way into our hearts and into our art. Some would even argue that the tower itself and the rubble that surrounded it was a work of art. After a week of being battered with the wrecking ball, the tower continued to stand tall. It created a traffic jam and chaos through the city as people continued to flock to the site for selfies with the famous tower. The tower quickly became the butt of internet jokes. It even worked its way into a few political jokes. It seemed this little accident provided us with a refreshing change from our typical everyday lives. The site of the Leaning Tower became a non-stop lawn party. Just check out the crowd on the day we arrived. It's hard to believe this old pile of rubble became the go-to spot in Dallas. But for a while, it was the place to be. People continued to show up for photos and continued spreading photos of the tower all over the internet. Tell me about your favorite Leaning Tower picture in the comments down below. Or were you someone who couldn't stand the sight of it on your daily commute? Let me know in the comments. The party continued for over 2 weeks. There were DJs, food trucks, and even news crews. As the tower continued to stand tall, blow after blow, people in Dallas began to question whether the wrecking ball was actually qualified to do the job. Until finally, a single blow from that mighty little wrecking ball took out the whole tower. As the news of the toppled tower hit the streets, Twitter was flooded with final farewells to the Leaning Tower of Dallas. Yes, the old saying is true. All good things must come to an end. But don't worry, retailers across Dallas have you covered. The tower can now live on forever with all this awesome Leaning Tower of Dallas merchandise. The tower reminded me that failures can often present opportunities. The demolition was a failure, but it provided our city with a chance to make our very own Instagram star, which made me reflect a little on my own irrational fear of failure. For some, the tower was a symbol of strength and resilience. And for the sad few, it was just another missed opportunity. But hey, at least they can get a cool sweatshirt. While some people in Dallas cheered for the crane operator and the wrecking ball, others mourned the loss of our beloved Leaning Tower. There was an official obituary written and a memorial website launched in honor of the tower. It was quite the farewell for our little Leaning Tower of Dallas. Gone, but never forgotten. This was the kind of thing you could only see once in a lifetime, and I was fortunate to have had the opportunity to visit this little short-lived piece of recent history. And to think, none of it would have ever happened if the building demolition wasn't a failure. So don't be afraid to fail. You might accidentally create the next Instagram star. Leave me a comment down below and tell me about a time failure led to something great. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to click that little subscribe button.